Super Rugby, round number 3, the Saturday games. There are 5. There's no Waratahs in action this week. They are on the bye. But yeah, there's a fair few tasty games here. Speaking of tasty, I have not yet had my dinner. Got home late from work. I've been interviewing people to replace my old job. So it's late. There's a bit of shine off the board because I've had to open all the curtains. Apologies for that. I'll try and get this thing through without any bins. It's not bin day today, so no bins in the driveway, and hopefully no rumbles from my stomach. We will start with the first one. It's the Chiefs and the Sunwolves, and it's two teams without a win. Who would have picked the Chiefs and the Sunwolves to have the same record at the start of the season? Not many. All the pressure here is on the Chiefs. No one's really expecting the Sunwolves to tour New Zealand and get a win, although they do have the Blues coming up. So there's a potential, but going into Hamilton and getting a win is going to be tough. The Jaguares did it last season, but they made the playoffs and the Sunwolves finished last. So two different kettle of fish there. I suppose, though, with the Sunwolves, they did improve last week. They were a lot better against the Tars than they were in their opening game. So yeah, I guess there's a bit of hope there, but it's only a matter of time before the Chiefs click. And I suppose we'll see what they've got. Stevenson continues at fullback. He was a bit ordinary on defence last week. D-Mac continues at 10. Brad Weber's back at number 9, so that's good. Talani Seal, Mitch Karpik, and Mitchell Brown are the back row. Allardyce and Retallick continue on in the locks. Yeah, it's still a pretty good-looking Chiefs team. Like I said, it's only a matter of time. For the Sunwolves, Van der Heever is still on the wing. He had a really good shift last week. Michael Little finally gets a start. It's nice. He's been on the bench a couple of weeks. I'm not sure why, but he is back starting. Hayden Parker, who missed that drop goal under a fair bit of pressure from Carmichael Hunt. He's talked about that in the lead-up to this one. Yeah, hopefully he has a good shift. Yeah, they're going to be doing it tough. But I don't know. I'm always that kind of optimist for the underdog, and the Sunwolves are kind of the ultimate underdog. So, not that I want the Chiefs to lose. I would like the Sunwolves to be competitive, like last week, if they can make a game of it. I, for one, will be a happy camper. Chiefs, if they're going to stop these guys from doing something in New Zealand, they need to get underway now. I'm not sure if anyone's going to stop those guys this season, but hey, the Chiefs have a squad to do it. But, yeah, they haven't been doing it yet. The bookies have got the Chiefs by 27 points. So they're not giving the Sunwolves much hope. Kind of makes sense. Not many teams go into Hamilton and get a win, but there seems to be a different Chiefs team this season, so we will see. The next one, the Reds, who were good in their one loss last week. It was their first game. They were impressive in their result against the Highlanders, and that was away. Now they're back home. So their season opener at home, lots to play for them. But like the Blues for their home opener, it's up against the Crusaders. And the Crusaders don't even have to be on top form to beat most teams. So it's going to be a challenging one for Brad Thorne's men. They will no doubt bring things physically. But the Crusaders are one of, if not the ultimate kind of physical team. So you got to think that they're going to be set to kind of handle everything they can throw at them. It was good, though, for the Reds last week to see their backs getting a bit of ball and doing something with it. So let's hope that kind of trend continues. Suncorp is a bit notorious for being greasy. I suppose it's to do with the weather up there in Queensland. Hopefully the pill is dry and we get some slick running rugby from both teams, because we've seen that the Reds can play that way. Crusaders are just going to crusade on by all accounts. They're not going to drop many this season, and you would have thought the Reds, based on last season, are going to be easy pickings, but like I said, from that one result we have seen, they have been decent. So time will tell. Fairway Sotia continues on the wing. Hopefully he doesn't kick. Last week his kicks were rather average. Karevi and Pataya are that impressive midfield combo from last week, so that'll be good to see them continue. Hamish Stewart's going to be up against that because he's up against All Black Richie Mo'unga, so a big test for him. And that front row of Tupou, Paenga, Mosa, and Fotuaika, they were good last week. But again, you have to step it up when you're playing the Crusaders. They have got Owen Franks, Makaleo, and Moody. So you got 2 All Blacks there on the props. So perhaps a better test of where their front row is at scrum time. Fetu Douglas is still at number 8. Matt Todd continues captaining from 7. Goodhue and Bateman in the midfield. Enor's on the wing this week. So it's still a very good Crusaders team that can leave the likes of Romano, Taufua, Bryn Hall, Mitch Hunt, David Havili, all these guys on the bench. So, yeah, the Crusaders by 14 is what the bookies have got. So closer than that Sunwolves game, but still predicted to be a pretty comfortable one for the Crusaders. The next one, and this should be a cracker because it's the Lions against the Bulls. 2 teams from cities not that far from each other, Joburg and Pretoria, so I suppose good rivals. They generally seem to get pretty good attendances for each other's games, so I'm hoping a lot of Bulls fans will drive along to Joburg for this one. And both teams that had a really cracking round 1 and then a very disappointing round 2. So they've both got a fair bit to make up for, although the Bulls are coming back from Argentina. So there's perhaps a wee bit of travel factor there for them to overcome. The Lions should be fairly fresh, kind of coming back from Cape Town. It's not such a journey, so whether that's a factor kind of remains to be seen. But the Bulls at home, the Lions at home are going to be tough, and they'll be fired up to get one over their conference rival, their local rival. So yeah, it could be a bit of handbags in this one. Andres Couture's at fullback, Recombrink's on the right wing, Diante's on the left wing, Yankees at 10, Nick Groom's at 9, Daimani's at 8, Schoolman, who's been impressive, is on the blind side, Quaka Smith, who from memory had a pretty good game last week as well. He's on the open side. Malcolm Marks continues at number 2, so it's a pretty full-on looking Lions team. But then the Bulls, man, there's still those same names. Speckman was pretty quiet last week, so hopefully he gets a bit of ball and open play. It'll be good to see him running up against Combrink, because Combrink's defence at times gets questioned, so having the likes of Speckman running at you will be a good test for that. Galant continues at 15. I'm not sure, because I haven't been watching the South African games, the ones that are on in the middle of the night, as much as I did last year. Yeah, I don't know, I had 1 kid to worry about last year, but now it's 2. So, but yeah, Galant hasn't, from what I've seen anyway, kind of hit his full straps. He's a guy who I feel like can go on and do big things, so I'm hoping we see something from him. Pollard's still captaining from 10, Papia's at 9, Vermeulen's in there, Jason Jenkins is still there, yeah, Scott Brits. So those big names continue, but in saying that, the Lions are still favoured by 7, so we're kind of getting down in the margins as each game goes on. Big margin, medium margin, kind of close margin by 1 converted try. So Lions definitely favourites at home. Who can bounce back? That's the question for these 2 teams. My money would be on the Lions, hence the Lions gear. But hey, Super Rugby this season has been pretty competitive, so it makes a nice change a little bit from recent years. So I'm hoping for some more close games, and that one, if close, could be a real cracking one. The next one, and it's good because we've got 2 South African derbies on this weekend. So Lions and Bulls, and then Stormers and Sharks. Again, 2 teams that perhaps don't like each other that much and could add a bit of flavour to the game. The Sharks flying high, man. They seem to be, after 2 rounds, which you can't read that much into, a very improved outfit from last year. But as I've pointed out in multiple videos already, they've beaten the Sunwolves and the Blues. That's 15 and 14 from last season. So I wouldn't be counting any chickens. I do hope the Sharks are the real deal. I've always had this kind of thing about the Sharks because, you know, they've made the Super Rugby final that many times but never managed to win it. So I've always kind of, in my heart of hearts, wanted them to get a go. The Lions are getting that way as well, to be fair, after recent years. So I'm hoping the Sharks are the real deal and they can put in a good effort. The Stormers, away from home, are pretty terrible. They've only had the 1 away game this season and it was bad. last season, no away wins. It was bad. So I can't see that changing anytime soon. I don't know if Robbie Fleck's the man with the answers. Not on recent evidence anyway. So they're going to have to do something with all those Springboks they've got a wee bit differently, I suppose. Get that, I don't know how you get that mentality to win away. Maybe once they get one, they will go on a bit of a roll. But they do need to get that one. And going to Durban when the Sharks are 2-0 is not the easiest way to do it. It seems like a fairly steady lineup for the Sharks. Rob Dupria, who someone recently pointed out is travelling at the end of this season over to Sale Sharks, which is kind of disappointing if you're a Super Rugby fan, because the guy has been putting in, good shifts all of Super Rugby last year. I remember he was the guy who kind of kicked the Blues to death when they came to Auckland. I saw that game. So yeah, disappointing, but I mean, guess enjoy seeing the last season of him in South Africa. Nkosi's there. and Esterhuizen have been good this year, especially Mapimpi, who's been very slick along with Nkosi. So Akavanda Move the other one going to Sale. His last season in South Africa. A bit sad, but it's the way things are going to go. Connor Eusthausen and Tendai and Tamawira are in the propping stock. So it seems to be a pretty solid, kind of steady lineup from the Sharks, which is, I suppose, good to see. You get that consistency going, and it puts you in a good position for the rest of the season. For the Stormers, still not sure which team's going to show up, but you got Willemse at 15, same as last week. Jean-Luc Dupré continues at 10. Herschel Yankees, who got that winning try, is still in there at number 9. SPM Maria still on the wing. DLND and Dan Duplessis are in the midfield. Vermaak, Mbonambi and Malherba in the front row. Khaleesi's there, Peter Stiftutoy's there, Sukun Bozanoch is there. There's no reason they shouldn't be a good team away. Are they going to do it? Not holding my breath. Sharks look good. Sharks by 6 is what the bookies are saying, so 1 point closer than the previous game. It continues that trend of these results being predicted, at least by the bookies and punters, to be a wee bit closer. But yeah, the Stormers have got a big job ahead of them. But hey, if they get a win here, maybe the Stormers are the real deal and maybe the Sharks are not. Time will tell. Early season is always interesting in that way with Super Rugby. The last game on the cards is my Blues travelling over to Argentina. The Jaguares are 1-1, so 1-1 loss. The Blues, kind of unsurprisingly, have started the season without a win. 2 losses there, 1 home and 1 away. So there's a fair bit of travel in for the Blues this season. You know, they started at home, then South Africa, then Argentina, then back to Auckland to play the Sunwolves. So in theory, they could be 0-4 at some point soon. Not that I'm pessimistic. Jaguares, I really do need to update their logo. I keep forgetting to do that. This is the old logo. Jaguares slowly, after 2 rounds, again, too early to say, but slowly looking a wee bit better. It's going to take a while for Bonisia to settle in, running the show at 10. But yeah, he's continuing on. Kubeli's still at 9. Crevi, Medrano, and Vivas front row. Seems to be a pretty steady lineup, man. Petty, Lavanini, Matera, Crema, Ortega, Decio. Nice looking team. Mojano and Delgui on the wings. So yeah, it's most of the Pumas side in there for the Blues. Hodgman, Parsons, and Tuangafasi. So they're really rotating the props around. Like 1 week it'll be Tuangafasi and Tuina Kwafe starting. Then the next week they'll be on the bench. Now they're kind of doing one of each. So it's I guess a bit of a rotation going on from Leon McDonald, the new Blues boss. Ma'anonu's back this week at number 12. So Sonny Bill's relegated to the bench. TJ Faiane continues in the midfield. Ortega Black's still the man for number 10. That seems to going to be his thing this season. But Plummer's probably not going to be able to challenge there, I suppose. Rico Ioane's on the wing. Still, he's a guy yet to hit his kind of full straps as well. Yeah, it's okay. Papali'i and Akira Ioane have been looking pretty good this season for the Blues. So hopefully they can help lift the team, win the collision, get some good work done at the breakdown, and perhaps the Blues will go close. They've got the Jaguares by 2, so getting closer and closer and closer down to one, which is pretty close to call. Jaguares edge it by the bookies in terms of their home advantage. The Blues really need a win. Yeah. If they're relying on, you know, wins against lower ranked teams, there's not going to be that many if they keep going this way. So hopefully they don't have one eye on next week's game against the Sunwolves. They need to be fully focused on this one against the Jaguares, who are going to be tough. Both teams have got new coaches, so I suppose we're still kind of learning what they are going to be doing this season. But yeah, these are the 5 games. You guys let me know your thoughts. How do you think these games are going to go? Which game for you is the game to kind of watch of this round? I'll be trying to see as many as I can, but as I said, the ones in South Africa can be a wee bit tough. See if I can watch perhaps a full replay at some point as well, because I don't want to kind of lose touch with how things are going with the South African teams, because there are some kind of fresh faces this year and I want to keep track of them. But yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts, and I'm going to go have some dinner. I'll see you guys later. Bye.